Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about loops in Golang. So the interesting thing about loops in Golang is that loops in Golang are only for loops. We don't have while loops. So when you hear this, then you may ask yourself, okay, so how is it that we can do while loops in addition to for loops in Golang? Well, you can do it. You can do them in. You can create while loops in the following way. So I'm gonna create my package loops. I'm gonna put my function loops main, and I'm gonna put this function inside of the main function. So loops. Let's see if it. Okay, loops, and then loops main. Probably have to save the file, which is why it's giving me an error. Okay, now it's saved. And then there you go. Actually, oops, there you go, module. That's a module. Okay, and this loops. So that's the type of mine. Okay, perfect. So now if we want to test this, then we can go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go to my file, loops, and let's start with a normal for loop. So the most basic for loop that you already know is the following. So I'm gonna do for I is equal to whatever number you want, as long as I is less than whatever termination. You're gonna do I plus plus, and then you can do FP, and we are in round. I can put the following I plus 1 because it starts in 0, so I want to put 1 all the way to 100. Then I can do go run main. Go run dot go. Basics go, not a main package. Go run command main.go. Probably I missed saving that. Nope. Go run.go. That should be running, so let me just make sure that, okay, it loops main. That looks good. Oh my god, this has to be 0. I don't know, obviously typo of mine there. That's why I was not executing. There you go. So that is your normal for loop. What else can we do? So we can do the following. Let's say that we have an array, or let's create a slice. So I'm going to create a slice of, say, video games. So video games is equal to a slice of strings, where I'm going to put Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Witcher 3, what else? Metal Gear Solid 3, so on and so forth. Mediums declared but not used. Okay, there you go. So now I can do the following. The second way that we can use the for loops is with a for each. So I can do for, and here I'm going to put an underscore. So this would be my index, but I don't want to use the index. I want to use a for game is equal to the range that I have within my video game slice. Then I can do FP. I can print the game. So because it says IDX declared but not used, that's why we ignore this with an underscore, because we're not going to use it. This is the way you do a for each. So for each normal for loop, and let me make this a comment. There you go. So let's go ahead and see that in action. So now you see here Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid. So that's how you do a for each. And then the last one is a while loop. So while loop. The way you do while loops is in the following way. You essentially are going to do exactly the same that you do when you create a while loop. It's just that now you use, instead of while, you use for loop. That's it. So I'm going to put, say, let rounds is equal, let rounds, I'm thinking in JavaScript. Rounds is equal to 8, for example. So for rounds, as long as rounds is less than 8, then print or fp round, and round should actually be 0. I was about to make the same exact error that I did with the initial for loop, and I don't want to make that, so there you go. So let's clear this, let's run our program, and I forgot to save it because I shouldn't be seeing the other prints. Declare not video games, declare not used. Oh, so remember to comment this out because the compiler is going to complain. And I have an infinite loop actually because I forgot something. Rookie mistake of mine. You guys probably saw this, so I'm going to add something very important. Rounds plus plus. And there you go. You have the rounds from 0 all the way to 7. That's a very basic way of doing while loops. Now you can also use, for example, you can use range, you can use len, say rounds, as long as the rounds are, actually I can, let's change this. Instead of rounds, I'm going to change it to index. So what I'm going to do is the following. As long as the length of video games -1, as long as index is less than the, actually it's not -1, sorry. There you go. And now I can uncomment this because otherwise that is not going to work. There you go. Let's go to line 16. Okay, name rounds, and that is index. Print line video games index. And there you go. Obviously, as you can tell, the foreach is cleaner, so I would rather use the foreach. But this is like another while loop. So you say while index is less than length of the video games, print the video games, and then within you have to increment the index. So it's just another way of creating while loops. But yeah, probably this is something that you've seen more often, this type of while loop, or while this is true, execute something, and so those are the 3 different ways of creating for loops. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.